All right, welcome back to a special edition of Deep Dive with Dr. Fitz. I'm your host, Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick, Superintendent of Schools here in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District. And this array of talent to my left are what we would refer to our best of the best, our 2025 retirees, and I am honored to be joined. I'm going to let you all introduce yourselves, and if you don't mind, when you say your name, what you teach, give us the number of years of experience in teaching. Go ahead, Mrs. Schwenk.
Mrs. Schwenk, or Kaye Schwenk, and I've been teaching for 40 years, 35 here at Schuylkill Haven, which is my alma mater, so I'm super proud of that. And I teach biology, honors biology, and anatomy and physiology honors.
Wonderful. You look too young to be teaching that many years. Wayne,
thank you.
You look
my
old
body
enough.
Felt that,
You look plenty old.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
My name is Wayne Smith. This is my 40th year of teaching also, and I teach high school learning support.
And my name is Elayne Hinderliter. I'm also 40 years of teaching this year and high school learning support as well.
So 120 years of excellence combined here. Absolutely amazing. So let me just jump right into it. One lesson, one moment that stands out in 40 years. What's one that comes to the top of your head? Anybody jump in if you have one specific moment in that 40 years that you say, yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. Deep in thought.
I think you probably won something outstanding and astonishing and amazing.
Not necessarily.
But honestly, mine is the COVID years. I mean, that's what stands out, unfortunately, and how we got ourselves through it. And I think how the kids got themselves through it. We all did it as a family.
There was no playbook, even for any of us. No. Not you as a teacher, not me as a superintendent, to be able to say, oh yeah, when this happened in 1971, this is what they did. There was no playbook for that one. So yeah, that's a moment. Either of you have anything that stands out?
Unfortunately, I think it's kind of like Elayne referred to. It's probably something that's a negative. 9/11.
Yeah.
And being here and being told to keep your kids in your rooms and turn your TVs on, and we're going to deal with something here that we've never really experienced as an educational institution before, and dealing with the kids, and it was scary. I mean, especially with the kids here and being with the young adults.
I remember exactly where I was on 9/11 as well. In fact, I was an assistant principal giving tours of the school district to guest teachers in another district that very day. So, Kaye, anything that you remember?
I can't think of anything. I feel badly but I think there's so many good things that happen. I can't pinpoint just one, so I apologize. I just think we have lots of good things that have gone on here. And I do agree with Wayne and Elayne about those not so good things, but that have really impacted us. And definitely getting through COVID was a challenge for us and the students. And 911 was scary. I remember walking into the lunchroom and the TV was on and people were really upset and crying. And I had no idea at that point because it had just happened what was going on. And it was scary. So, but I can't pinpoint anything else.
But we had one memorable moment this week when the high school principal was leading the charge down the hallway with a set of four drums attached to him.
That was memorable.
Sending off our state qualifiers for track and field. Definitely memorable.
You know what I'm thinking of now? This, I think, really impacted the students when the game commission brought the bear here for us to process.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That was phenomenal. Yes. I've never seen the students so excited about that.
Yeah,
we get excited about a lot of things, we do, but that was awesome.
We all left the building. I remember went outside to see this bear that came to visit us. All right. Certainly over 40 years, you've heard some excuses. Why my homework's not done, why I didn't finish the assignment, why I didn't read what I was supposed to read. What is the most creative excuse you've ever heard in 40 years from a student? Let's go back to Wayne. Let's start with you, Wayne, on this one.
I had a student a long time ago that didn't have his homework, and I asked him where it was, and he says, "I have it right here." And you remember this?
This happened. This is one for both of us at Fitz because it was in the room together.
I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I don't see it. Where's it at? He said, "You don't have it done." He said, "I do have it done." I said, "Well, where is it?" He said, "It's in my mind." And I said, "Well, it's really in a place I don't want to go to grade it, so I'm just going to give you the 0.
Yeah, the in my mind excuse. That's a first. I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
And he was very serious about it also. I mean, it was...
Yeah. I can...
We didn't know how to grade it.
No, how do you grade that one? How about you, Mrs. H? Anything that you think of that, you know?
It's tough to think of them on the spot. I mean, we did. I did have the dog ate the homework just this year, and I was kind of coming down on the student like that's the oldest thing in the book, and she pulled it out, and you could see where the teeth marks had truly chewed the homework paper, and so she was telling the truth. The dog ate it.
Really did eat the homework. I can believe that because we have one of those dogs actually that eats lots of things. So, Mrs. Schwenk, any memorable excuses?
This was long ago, but I had students work on a poster, and when they brought their posters in, this one poster was all stained and it smelled. And I was like, "What happened to your poster?" And the student said, "My cat peed on it." And I'm like, "Oh." And I'm like, "And where was your poster at?" And I'm not sure if they said the dining room table or the kitchen table. And I'm like, "And where you eat?" And they're like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Oh, no." You know?
Yeah, that's
and
pretty rough.
I believe them.
Well, the proof was in the evidence there. No question. So, how about a school event, a field trip, an assembly, or a tradition that stands out to you in 40 years as one that you'll say, "Yeah, I always looked forward to that one event or that one week or that one special occasion"? I know we of course have lots of cool stuff happening with trout release and all that stuff, but even this year, like. This bocce thing has caught on pretty big, having a bocce team in school. But what stands out after 40 years? Let's go to you, Elayne, on this one.
Okay. I'm only allowed to have one?
No, you can.
Okay.
You have 40 years experience.
Going to states with bocce is top notch. There's, we'll never forget that experience, the kids and how the school came together. What you all did as a school district for our team and for the kids was amazing. But also for me, I started teaching here when my father was already the art teacher here.
Okay.
He started in 1966 here at Schuylkill Haven, and I started in 1985. He had a long-running field trip that he took to Brandywine River Museum and then over to the Philadelphia Museum of Art. And when I started here, I got to go along with my dad, but with my students on that trip. And it was always right around Christmas time when you came back from Thanksgiving, and that just became a special time. It was very Christmas related, but it was artsy, and just had a really great time doing that year after year after year. So
terrific.
Yeah.
Wayne, how about you?
I think what I would say and what I'll miss the most is something that we just started, and you actually started it here in the last few years, is our Parade of Champions that we do for the kids when they're reach states.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool where the kids come out, and you said like Mr. Wortman led yesterday with the drums. Actually, I thought it was Ringo Starr. I didn't think it was Mr. Wortman.
It looked pretty good.
No, I think that's a tradition that I think is awesome, and I think the kids look forward to it, and it's a good way to honor our kids who have excelled at some aspect.
Yeah, you're starting to see a lot of other schools catching on and doing that kind of thing, and I love that.
I saw that on Facebook, and I thought, they stole that from us.
Yeah, I love that, though. I think that's terrific when we celebrate. And so you've been celebrating a long time with us because you give out so many snacks and gifts. And so every time we do video, these Parade of Champions, I see you handing out the goodie bags and the cookies and all that stuff. But
I make a lot of trips to Sam's. And unfortunately, my husband always wants to be going after the snacks, and I won't let him. So he gets very annoyed at me.
Yes. You get whatever's left over at the end, right?
That's right.
If someone doesn't show, but something that stands out for you.
I mean, I just think we do so many great things. I love all our sporting events. I love all the field trips I do, and I think some of the other field trips that the students do, are great as well. And any of our state, championships are, bocce, the baseball comes to mind when up at Penn State, when you saw all these people from the community there. And when we came back, all the people from the community here, that was awesome. And then I even go back further when we won the football state championship. And I remember driving down south on 61, and there were every one of the billboards and so forth that lit up, and they had messages about congratulations, Hurricanes. And I just think we live in a really great place where everybody appreciates the successes of our students.
Definitely special. Definitely. Yes. How do you want your kids to remember, your students that you've had over the last 40 years, how do you want to be remembered? Let's go to Wayne to start us on this one, because you're, as a learning support teacher, your job has been to take students that have a diagnosed disability and say, we're going to overcome that. We're going to help you overcome that. And I'm going to give you strategies and skills to get you past that disability. What do you hope the kids remember about that?
I hope they remember that I was fair. I mean, wasn't always a rah-rah pat them on the back. Sometimes you have to be brutally honest with kids because the real world's brutally honest. And I think I did that, and I think I stepped on some toes with some kids at times, but they understood it later. Fair, and I always want them to think that I was an encourager and that I respected them. And, I think that's where I stand with that.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how many parents were lined up at my door to complain about meetings with you? Zero.
Okay.
And it's because of exactly what you just said. They felt respected, right? So how about you? You do the same kind of work, obviously.
Right,
you two are a dynamic duo. So
I think all of those, but I think also helping them to understand that it's okay to have humor, and humor doesn't mean you're being picked on. And, be able to joke, and that we're there for them and we're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Remember me, I don't get hung in the closet at night, that we're human and we have problems like they do, and we can work together to solve all of those. So
good.
Just that we're there for them.
Yeah, and you'll see now too, I'm sure you've seen it already, but when you're out in public and some students that graduated 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they still come up to you, they still remember specific ideas and stories or something they learned from you. How do you want to be remembered by your students?
Well, I would hope that they would remember that I'm so proud to be a Haven graduate, and I'm proud of our school district, and I've always tried to support them in all their endeavors. And even the students who aren't involved in sports or activities, if it's something else, I've tried to attend those things and encourage them and put them on my wall of fame out in my hallway, where I put all the newspaper clippings, or even if I take a picture at an event, I'll hang it up there. And also with all of our biology club activities, trying to make the students realize they have a civic responsibility with their community, like with community service types of things, and an environmental responsibility. So I've really hoped they understand that I am very much into the environment and have tried to relay that to them as their role as a good steward, and can remember me that as well.
Perfect. All right, you have to have a go-to coworker to vent to, someone that you can knock on their door and say, "Can I just come in for 5 minutes?" Mrs. Schwenk, why don't you start us? Who's your go-to coworker?
Currently, it has changed over the years.
It can be anyone over the years.
Okay,
Pick one from over the years.
Right now would be my colleague Sarah, because she's, right near next to me. Jeannie Edwards sometimes, because Jeannie knew me when I was a student, because she's been here longer than me.
Yes.
And she's a great ear too. And there have been a lot of other people along the way, but right now I would say those are the two. Yes.
And if it's not a coworker, it might be a golf ball you like to take your frustrations out on. But if you could pick any coworker in the past 40 years that you like to bend his or her ear.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
He's sitting right
I
here
was about to say, this one is so easy.
Sitting here.
That's easy. easy.
You don't even say either one of your names without saying the others.
Right.
You know, even when we're building schedules, when we're planning professional development, when we're we're creating groups. So, well, let's see, we'll put Bob here, we'll put Wayne and Elayne over there. You know, it's always Wayne and Elayne, Wayne and Elayne, or Elayne and Wayne, Elayne. So I knew that was kind of an easy question. Is there anyone else that you would go to, Elayne? If Wayne wasn't around on a specific day, do you have any other coworker that maybe you could bend their ear on?
That is here now. I mean, if I go back in time, there have been quite a few that are really mentors to us.
Yeah.
And I think actually some of them are probably the same for him. But our little wing area right there with Eddie Tarafinko,
Yeah.
Val Morrow, Nate Bates, Theo Smith is in there. We are a tight-knit group, and we reach out to each other. I think that's the same for you, Kaye. It's the ones that are right there in your hall.
Yes, Christian's right there
Yeah.
by us too. Correct. But our hallway is a little bit more expansive. They're a little
Right.
bit closer, so we're a little bit more spread out. But yes, those three science people there in that wing do get to vent to each other.
Yeah. Well, that's it's good to have that camaraderie. It's good to have people around you that you can lean on. So, what's next? What's the future look like? Is it volunteering? Is it helping at home? Is it with family members? Is it vacation? Is it travel? What's next? Because you're reaching a very exciting time in your lives, and I'm envious, a little envious. I'm a few years away myself, but I know you like to hit golf balls for sure. Will you be hitting more golf balls?
I'll be hitting golf balls, but also we're both volunteering with Special Olympics.
Terrific.
We're going to do some Special Olympics work, hopefully.
Great.
And I don't know, find something to just occupy some time, but I will travel some also. I'm not going to tell Mr. Hale where I'm going on my golf trip yet, but I know.
The golf clubs will be along, though.
They'll be along. But.
So what did it make you feel good when you saw that clip from Pebble Beach of Tom Brady topping the ball on his drive and the greatest athletes on the planet hits as bad as I do? That made me feel a little better about my golf game. So
yes, definitely.
Good. Elayne, how about you? Next chapter.
Well, probably a little of everything that you said. My book is open right now, but finding actually a little bit of work, something, I'm not a sit at home. This is just nothing.
Yeah, you know where we're at, though, right? Like, you find your way back here if we needed a day or two here and there, right?
We'll see. But no, really, a little bit of anything and exploring. And like he said, with Special Olympics, with bocce, it kind of propelled us in that direction a little bit more. I was involved in college in that and kind of got away from it, and have been since last year. Even outside of bocce, we were starting to get involved. So continue in that area, hopefully.
Yeah, that bocce has been a great addition.
Yes, it has.
Absolute great addition for all of us. So how about your next chapter?
I think things have been so crazy. I haven't even really thought about it, I'm being totally honest. I could be faced with some surgery that might put me out of commission for a while. Right. So that may play a role in my plans. I obviously would hope to get to travel a little bit, and not just in the summer. I took a few days off at New Year's because it was our 40th anniversary, and it was the first time in my entire teaching career I ever took any personal days to go away. I think I took 3 days off, but so it'll be nice to be able to say, oh, let's go here, and I won't be like, oh no, I have school tomorrow, But I haven't really set out the plan yet. I know I want to be active. I love walking the dog, and hopefully we'll be able to do that better if I have surgery. Do some things with the students, hopefully. Be back here cheering them on,
Good.
I told them.
Love that.
I said, even after I have my surgery, if my husband has to push me on a wheelchair, he'll still hear me. So, but again, I don't have a game plan yet.
That's okay.
Kind of,
lots of time to figure it out.
Yet.
Good.
Yes.
Well, dear friend, God rest his soul, Larry O'Rourke, longtime Schuylkill County educator, once told me the best part of retirement was off-season vacationing, that you could go to the beach in September and October when there's no crowds and just relax. And he and his wife would get to walk on the beach, and the price was 1/10, 1/3 of what it would be if you went in June, July, or August. So, all right, couple quick rapid fire fun round. We'll do just a couple of these ones just to see how much we can hit in just a few minutes, because we are short on time. We have more retirees waiting in the wings to jump in these seats. So a dream vacation now that you're retired. Let's start with a dream vacation now that you're retired. Mine will be Ireland again. Number 2, second trip to Ireland. That's my dream vacation. When I retire, I'll go back to Ireland, spend another maybe 10, 15 days there, and maybe actually golf this time. So, Elayne, we'll start on your end. Dream vacation. Where would you like to go?
Anywhere south in the winter to see what it's like.
I couldn't agree more. Like 3-4 weeks, though, not just a 5-day.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to do that as well. Just spend a month even. That's typically what they'll do with some of these summer rentals now, is minimum of 1 month, and that would be perfect for me too. I'd enjoy that in the winter and get down there. So, Wayne, how about you?
I'll be playing Pebble Beach before too long.
Yes, that's the dream vacation for you, Mrs. Schwenk.
We've been a number of places, but I would really like to go back to Alaska. We loved Alaska. I'd love to go. When we were in Alaska, we didn't get to Denali, so I would like to get to Denali. And I'd like to get to the national parks we haven't gotten to.
Okay.
So those are like on my bucket list.
Was that a cruise ship to Alaska, or was that a...
We did cruise, but then got off at the ports and did our little
Terrific.
Excursions. Yes.
I've never been to Alaska, but I've never heard anyone who didn't love it.
Loved it.
They tell me it's beautiful. So, all right, best.
And Yellowstone is awesome as well. Sorry.
I just saw a picture yesterday of one of the waterfalls. I think it was in Yellowstone with the moon behind it. It was just gorgeous. So, best teacher gift you've ever received, or maybe most unique teacher gift you've ever received. Can you remember any specific? I know over the years you probably get some, gifts for holidays, or anything that stands out to you as a best teacher gift.
I can say that actually it was this year.
Really?
That stands out. I mean, there's been some crazy ones and whatnot, but again, I hate to put us together all the time, but we had a student that graduated last year who has remained somewhat in touch with us, and they showed up this year and wrote each of us an individual story, poem / of what we meant to them.
Oh.
Wow.
And ask if they could read it to us. They didn't want us to just read it. And let me tell you, there were tears over
I
it.
bet.
It was so unexpected, and they laminated it for us, and I mean, it was just amazing.
It was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
They came here on Valentine's Day in the morning before school.
I love hearing that.
That's neat.
Yeah.
My daughter, last night, my wife violated the envelope. The envelope said, "Do not open until graduation day." But my wife thought maybe she would want to read it and incorporate it into her speech as class president. So she gave it to her last night, and she opened up a letter to herself from first grade.
Aww.
And it was so much fun to watch her read that. And and we just got a great just a great laugh out of that too. Just hearing all the things that she thought she would do or might accomplish, and what she actually did accomplish. So it was pretty cool to look at that. Kaye, how about you?
I'm kind of along the line of what Wayne and Elayne were referring to, especially this year, the notes, the sentiments. It's just been heartwarming, tear-jerking, and I think, any of us who've received gifts over the years, it is those notes that mean the most with the sentiments. And I know Miss Freiler has her students do this one writing exercise, and a couple of my students, she has forwarded things that they've written with regards, to me and so forth. And so I think those are the special things that make the memories.
Perfect. Now, this has been wonderful. 40 years has gone by. They say it goes by fast. It doesn't.
It It does.
Yeah, this
Hard
has
to
been
believe.
great.
It's hard to believe.
So you've already been our Deep Dive Diamond Award winner. So you're going to have to help me pass some gift cards down the line to these two.
Okay.
I had to split it up a little bit. I don't make that much money, you know. So if you could send these two down the line. We gave Mrs. Schwenk hers already. You are our retirees, Deep Dive Diamond Award winners. There's a gift card there for Roman Delight in Orwigsburg. I think you guys have a little shindig coming up there. You might be able to find your way down there, I'm sure. But we mean it when we say thank you so much for all that you've done.
Thank you.
You know where we're at. Come back anytime, night or day. We love to see you. We know you've done so many great things here, and we hope that we can teach these young incoming replacements a thing or two about what you've accomplished here. Thanks again.
Can I just mention something? Like, I don't know who sponsors those, but when I got the Deep Diamond Award, I got that. I'm like, wow. Please relay the message on to the person that provides those gift cards, because that was awesome to receive. It was very surprising, but very pleasant surprise to get.
Well, that was a dear neighbor and friend of mine named Mill Wallace who said, I might have twitched his arm a little bit and said, hey, can you help us out? We want to do more for our great teachers. He just stepped up and took his credit card out and said, let me help out and buy some gift cards. Carmelo actually helped as well, discounted the price, so he knows that we love to eat there as much as I do. So he helped us out a little bit with that as well. So I can't thank you all enough.
Thank you.
Best of luck in your next chapter. Proud of all of you. Let's celebrate together at Roman Delight then.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so great.
I still have mine.
Oh,
so
good. We'll bring that along next week. You may
didn't
need
use it yet. I don't know why. I guess because I'm always here.
That's all right. That is terrific.
But, I could bring mine along and we can.
120 years of excellence right here to my left. Kaye Schwenk, Wayne Smith, Elayne Hinderliter, three absolute wonderful instructors, and we're going to miss all of you, but thanks again for all that you've done for our kids.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. We're going to meet two more retirees coming up next. All right, welcome back to segment 2 of our deep dive with Dr. Fitz. This is our retirement special edition. And I'll let these ladies to my left introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about how many years they've been teaching and where they work here in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District. So, Miss Johnson, start with you.
Okay. Hey, I'm Miss J. I think that's what everybody knows me as. And I was in the middle school for a number of years, in the first grade a number of years, and here I am graduating from 4th grade. And it's over 30 years that I've been in the Haven family. Loving it all.
Great.
And I am Mrs. Mengel. I have been with the Haven family for 27 years, 26 of those years at the elementary center library. And this year I added the middle school library as well. So having a good time. And
we got to know you a little better through your daughter at a recent retirement event. I'll call it an event, Miss Johnson, because it was quite an event.
It was.
More like a marathon, but an event nonetheless. But what a great story your daughter shared about how you went back to school as a mom, working at night, trying to get the credits done and working on homework together. And what an awesome story. And now 27 years later, you're going to get to the next chapter. Exciting.
yes.
That was great, though.
I worked for East Penn Manufacturing for 11 years. And about halfway through that, I said, I think I'd want to do a little bit more. So I picked up the notebooks and the pen and paper and went back to Kutztown, and took me 6 years, but I worked 40 hours a week and took up to 9 credits with an elementary student at home.
Yeah.
So
and she turned out okay, by the way, that elementary student.
It was, but it was a group effort. It always takes that village, and that's what we did.
Good. So we're going to have a little bit of fun here. This is our last week of school that we're recording this. So we got to know you a little bit. What inspired you to be a teacher, though? We heard a little bit from Mrs. Mengel, or as everyone just refers to her as Mengel. Miss J, what inspired you to be a teacher?
Well, I had a couple opportunities. First, I was thinking I would be a TV announcer, and that didn't quite work out. And then I was going to be a funeral director, and my dad talked me out of that. And teaching was just in my family. My grandparents were teachers, my uncle, my mom. So I had a lot of good experience there. And one time, Mr. Rada observed me and said, "You're a natural." And that stuck with me the whole time. And I think sometimes college education in the four walls is not the same as just being a natural. Mm-hmm. So it worked for me.
It sure did. Mm-hmm. I didn't even get to ask this question of our last group, but I want to ask it to both of you. If you could go back to your first year of teaching and just have a 5-minute conversation with yourself now, what would you say? You go back to that first year ever in a classroom, what would you say? I'm trying to think even what I would say to myself, but maybe you're not going to believe how fast this is going to go, so take your time and enjoy every bit of it. But how about you, Arlene? What about...
I think that's exactly right. Just take the time and enjoy it, but, also leave time for family, too, because I think sometimes it gets overwhelming, but at the same time, you have to have some balance. But I think that's what I would do, because I know, I've been doing this and spending a lot of time here, and not regrettably, but balance.
Yeah.
What color was your hair your first year of teaching?
Well, I'm a natural auburn hair person, but people that have red hair gray earlier, and I just couldn't stand being gray. And my hairdresser's pretty fun, and she said,
"She's fun, all right."
Yeah. So sometimes it was ugly pink, but I like my color now.
It looks great. So, what would you tell first year Miss J about?
Well,
the next 30 plus years.
Well, my life was a little different. She had children and a husband. I had the first half of my career was sort of easier than the second half, because then I had parents and both were ill. And so my responsibilities got heavier as I went forward. And I would just say, stick to it. Do what you can. Keep your energy. Focus on what's important and do your job.
How about one lesson or moment in your careers that you'll never forget? Something funny that happened. I heard one story a few nights ago. I don't know that we can repeat that one because this is a G-rated podcast.
Right.
But
if anybody knows Stephen Balulis, you know the story, and it will be the name of my book.
It will be the name of her book,
and I've already started chapters.
So that's great. I can add me to the list of first-time purchasers there. I'll be happy to buy that one. So.
I figure if Mrs. Kettner can do it and Mrs. Lord can do it, I definitely can do it. There you go.
It feels so wrong to call you this, but Mengel, how about you? Any particular story that stands out to you?
Yeah, I was just trying to reflect on how I started being called just Mengel. And I think it was one of our students that was in one of our special needs classes who was kind of selectively nonverbal. And he just learned to say the letter M and one day they said, "Hey, come on over here. Guess what he can do? Who is this? Mengel." So every time I'd pass him in the hall, it was Mengel. Hey, Mengel.
Yes. And so, everybody else just caught on to that.
It just caught on.
Yeah, and it's done with love.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's done
out
with
of disrespect, but yeah.
So over the years, maybe someone didn't turn a library book in on time, or they kept it a week or so longer than they should have, or maybe that homework didn't quite make it in on time. What's the best excuse you've ever heard from a student? Start with you, Miss J. Best excuse you've ever heard.
There's some good ones, but I can't say them on here again, those stories. But I think a lot of times it was I had sports or something else. There were crazy ones. Mengel, I have to do true confession, though. I have 2 books in my room right now that aren't returned to the library, and you haven't caught me yet.
Not yet.
Well, we just tallied up the fines.
But I got you now.
Yeah, the fines will be issued on May 29th. You now officially owe 47 cents in fines. Library fines are usually pretty lenient, so we hope that there's some reading going on. How about you, Mengel? Anything that comes to mind? Funny excuses?
I literally had a kid tell me my dog ate it. And I'm looking at him like, are you serious? No, seriously, my dog ate it. So it was very pedestrian, but that was it. I mean,
one of my kids said this year that his dog ate his charger.
Oh, the old Chromebook charger.
Yeah, that would be a little difficult to pass, but...
Yeah, let's hope that dog is okay.
Yeah.
All right. How do you hope your students remember you? Arlene, we'll go back to you on this one. How do you hope your students remember you?
Just bringing a lot of fun to reading. Really, I mean, if you're reading a book like The 12 Days of Christmas from Australia, you better have that Australian accent going on, or, something like that. Just always acting out the books a little bit and putting a little more emphasis
love that.
in action. Oh, they love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss J, how do you hope your students remember you?
That's an open question here. I would say loud, eccentric, fun, singing, dancing.
Yeah. Speaking of eccentric, I guess I would be remiss if I didn't join the two of you with your glasses on. Miss J provided me with a pair of glasses to wear today. Oh, now you're all pink.
Yeah.
Yes, everything's
should
pink.
Have given Mengel a pair.
Yeah, well, now I can't read the paper, but that's yeah. Okay, go-to coworkers. You're having a bad day. Who are your go-to coworkers, and how do you pick each other up if you're having a rough day? Mengel, you had a story earlier off the air that you maybe mentioned about a lunch group that seemed to pick you up back in the day.
Lunch has always been a good time. Earlier years ago, when a couple of our retirees they would get together and telling stories, and you'd leave that lunchroom with hurting ribs because you were laughing so much. And then I did mention the lunch bunch that I was sitting with in kindergarten, always uplifting and just a lot of fun, whether it was personal or classroom stuff, just silliness going on. But
Gloria
was a go-to person for just about everything in between.
Yeah, I think I went to Gloria a few times, even myself.
Yeah.
Just because sometimes you just need somebody to pick you up, and that's great. How about you, Miss J?
Well, I think when I first started here, that was Kaye. We were sort of like Batman and Robin at the middle school, and she makes me look calm. So that, and then when I came to the elementary school, I had a great bunch of first grade teachers that I work with, and we're still together now. And then in fourth grade, I love my team. Great. And they're just Mrs. Goodnight really click. And we added Mrs. Fessler this year, and she's crazy too. And then, I love Justine and Kim and Jesse and all the people that I work with. I just liked them all. And of course, Wally. Can't leave out Wally.
Can't forget about Wally. No. So last question, and then we're going to get into some rapid fire questions and just have a little bit of fun with it. So what's the next chapter? What's the next thing you're looking forward to doing in life now that you don't have to worry about setting that alarm and waking up Monday through Friday and coming into school? Next chapter, what's it look like for you? Back to you. We'll go back to you, Miss J, on this one.
Well, I'm very involved in my community service, and I will continue to do that. And I do motivational speaking, and I've been in a number of states, probably 10 or 12, and I still do that. So I will continue to do that.
I love that.
And then I will continue to give to my community, and that was something that my parents did. Yeah. And so it continues.
Wonderful. Makes you feel good about yourself too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that can make you feel better about yourself than giving back and helping others. So, Mengel, how about you?
Well, I have two granddaughters that are growing pretty quickly, so I want to definitely spend some time with them. And
lovely, by the way. We got to meet last week. Tremendous kids.
Yes. So they're very active, and just supporting them in whatever they choose to do. And I do have some travel plans and a bucket list there, and obviously some reading to catch up on. So I think I'll be pretty busy with all of that.
I think you're going to be just fine. Wonderful. Good. All right, let's have a little bit of fun. These are our rapid fire fun round questions. I don't know if you eat the school lunch, but maybe on occasion you have. What's your favorite school lunch if you've ever had the school lunch? Anyone? And by the way, the earlier group off the air was talking about homemade pizzas back in the day.
Oh, man. Yeah. Loie Becker.
Yeah.
Homemade pizza, white cake with chocolate icing, turkey dinner that people would buy and take home for their family. Yeah, those were the days. Then we hit whole wheat pierogies.
I know. That's
taco in a bag for me.
I just had it today in our high school. They had some taco in a bag.
I
Arlene?
still like the turkey dinner.
Yeah.
I like the turkey dinner.
They do a great job with the holiday meals, no doubt. Good. All right. Dream vacation. Now that you're retired, what's the dream vacation that you think maybe I'll start planning that dream vacation? Earlier group mentioned Alaska as a stop along the way, but how about either of you? We'll go back to Arlene right off the bat on this one. What's your dream vacation?
Well, I do have one plan coming up very shortly to Argentina, but
Wow.
but I do have on the list some German or Bavarian Christmas markets.
New Philadelphia. They probably have some of those over there.
They might
maybe.
just check around.
Yeah.
How about you? Is your dream vacation to go to
Hawaii.
New Philly? Hawaii.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
No.
No, me neither. That's one that's on my list as well. And back to Ireland. I wouldn't mind. I was in Ireland once. I'd like to
heard
go
that's
back there.
lovely.
I really enjoyed
Yeah,
myself
been
in
there. It's
Ireland.
beautiful.
All right. Best teacher gift you've ever received from a student. I know they bring in some dandies, I'm sure, but is there one that stands out that is your best teacher gift that you may have received? Arlene?
Honestly, it was an engraved bookmark that
Wow.
just said, "Thank you for being a part of my story." And I thought, wow, that is really
That is beautiful.
It was really nice. I do use it, and
I have a bookmark with your face on it.
yes, you
Yes.
do.
There you go.
I have a bookmark
Yeah.
with your picture on it and I have a cookie with your picture on it too.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, my son said, "Dad, who's the lady on this cookie?" I said, "Don't eat that one." I said, "That's for me." So that was pretty neat that they were able to get that taken care of. How about you?
I'd say every mug that I have, every bookmark that I have, everything. I had a parent come today to give me a gift. Her kids were two of my absolute favorites. But I'm going to stick with the story I told at the retirement party. I'd say my best, unique, and favorite gift was the mannequin that one of my parents got from Macy's for my 50th birthday. Painted it silver and purple. Sparkle, and dressed it up, and I've had it in my classroom ever since, and I'm a little bit over 50 now.
So you're going to take that mannequin with you?
It's in the back of my car
in
right
the back,
now in
sitting
pieces.
down like, oh, okay. I thought maybe you had it because I saw you had Queen Elizabeth also in the back of your
Yes,
car too. So
yes.
just in case. All right, Arlene, this one just for you. What's your favorite book that you ever got that you just loved? You got to teach and reenact or act out parts or whatever. What's your favorite one all these years of reading to kids?
Oh, the one that I think I've had the best reaction from the kids is written by Arnold Lobel, who did the Frog and Toad series, but he also did a Grasshopper Down the Road. And this grasshopper takes a trip and he takes a bite out of an apple and he hears a voice, "Hey, look what you did." And, you start doing that story and then the apple starts rolling down the hill and the poor little worm inside, "I'm getting dizzy," and things are falling off the shelf. And, you just act it out. And the kids get to the end of that book, they clap, they cheer, and read it again,
Oh, I love that.
which is the best compliment because,
Absolutely.
yeah. So,
It's like being a rock star when we yell for an encore song at the
yes,
end.
it is.
Good.
Yeah, it is.
Miss J, a book that maybe you...
I go back to
back on?
first grade, Clifford the Big Red Dog, Fancy Nancy. And then as I grew to fourth grade, I'd say anything that Patricia Polacco wrote.
Margie Palatini.
Margie Palatini. Yeah, close. But
Right.
Patricia
But they're
Polacco.
both-
Probably a close relative.
She's a very good writer, too.
They both
Absolutely.
of them. Yeah,
Absolutely.
excellent, outstanding messages.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Your turn. Give the last message. What message you want to leave for your colleagues and your students as you move on to your next chapter?
Go ahead, Mengel.
Just keep practicing that hero behavior, the kindness. Just lift each other up. You never know what somebody else's story is, what they're going through, and that mentality that it does take a village. It isn't just within a building; it's a district, and sometimes it's your whole community, and just being there to help
Right.
each other out.
Beautiful. Miss J.
I used this example last night at fourth grade graduation, and I mean it. It was great being in a community where everybody knows your name. Goes with the Cheers theme right now. And that's a great thing to be here. Between the white bread of Pottsville and the wheat bread of Blue Mountain is the peanut butter and jelly in Schuylkill Haven. And it was great being part of the family.
Yeah, and it's been great having both of you part
you.
of our family. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
You're going to do great things. I know it. I'm proud of both of you, extremely proud. I know we gave you a Diamond Award already. I wanted to make sure all my retirees got a Diamond Award. So you got yours already. Pass that down to this wonderful woman to your left. Just a little, you don't get to keep that one too.
Okay, just saying, but I didn't get one.
So I'll get you one.
Okay.
One's coming.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
maybe a diamond ring.
Yeah. So, I actually, I owe you one. What happened was we kind of overestimated our winners and our cards. So we'll get there. It's all going to work out, though. It's next Tuesday. I have till the actual party. So
Mengel and I will go together.
if you two could split that might be great. But you are both diamonds, and I mean that. Diamonds in the rough, and you've done great things in your careers here. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate all that you've done, and please come back and spend time with us, visit us, say hello, volunteer.
I'm sure we'll check in.
Yes, check in regularly.
Check out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Miss Johnson, Mrs. Mengel, two outstanding teachers from our elementary center. They'll retire this year. Thanks again for being a part of the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for a great school year. And we look forward to doing this again next school year. Our Diamond Award winners throughout the year have been just terrific employees. And, of course, we're going to miss all of our retirees. Thanks for watching. Be sure to share this episode. Spread the good news that we've got teachers like this in our hallways each and every day here in the Schuylkill Haven Area School District.
Absolutely.
And yes, please remember, make those positives so loud that the negatives are impossible to hear. Have a great day.